Live for the Prohormone show, end of summer. It's the end now, and people are looking to bulk up, and we're back to help you, choose the Prohormones right for you. And as usual, I'm Jeff, and I have brought the experts with me on the show tonight. And of course, those are Edwin and Jordan. So if you've watched our shows before, you're familiar with all three of us. If not, these guys know a lot about Prohormones. They've taken the Prohormones. They've been in the bodybuilding industry for a very long time. And, I'm happy that they're both here to help answer some questions because we get them all the time from you guys. Before we begin, we've been here for a long time. Some of us for, 12, 13 hours today. So we brought so this is our top selling smelling salt, which, you may have seen on, I think, Joe Rogan and Theo Von takes. So this is so popular, it's actually out of stock right now, but if you do think about trying something, you can order it. When's it coming next week?
It'll be next week.
Next week. Yeah. So we're gonna try this out before the show to kind of wake us up. Edwin's happy about this.
I'm feeling fine, guys. I don't know about that.
And,
I was off today.
Wow. I can already smell it. Alright, so comes in a bottle here. Oof, wow, I can.
Bottle's not even open.
Oh wow, you can just smell it through it.
Great.
Oh man. So you just shake it up, right? This is how we do it, John?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you hear that?
It sizzled.
Oh, I don't even have a cap. Oh,
You better stick your nose in that. You're making us do this. You have to do
I'm
it
gonna
too.
hold my breath until I can get it a little bit closer here. Oh man, there's little crystals in there.
It's chunky.
Okay, everybody's doing this, right?
No.
Okay.
No, come on. That wasn't even close.
Oh my god. Okay, you wait. This is a brand new bottle. Wow. Okay.
You want to put the cap on first?
Oh, you want to do that too? Oh my god, I feel that.
I'm not going that close. Woo! I'm down here. My hands are short anyway. It doesn't matter.
Wow. Okay. Come on, get it up there.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh my god, my eyes are watering.
Oh god.
Should I do it?
All
Should I
right.
stick my nose in there?
It's used. Whoa! Oh. That was close. He's the youngest though, so he can do that kind of thing.
I can smell it over here.
Woo!
Yeah.
That was good.
You guys
I'm
wanna be
crying.
honest?
Oh my god.
Oof. There's some water behind you guys if you need something.
You can still smell it.
I can smell it all the way over
You
here.
can literally still smell it.
All right.
That was good for him.
Those are smelling salts by who is it? Juju Mufu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
So
you get out the room so we can constantly smell it?
I know.
Yeah. This is it's gotta go.
All right.
Oh man.
That was that's intense. So if you haven't had those before, try them out. I think it's like $18 for a bag. He's still crying.
I'm actually still crying.
All right. Whew. Now, yeah, we're not gonna do that again. Oh man. Okay.
I'm not crying, okay?
If you guys get quiet during the show, I'm bringing.
I'm not crying, I promise.
All right.
Is that gonna be the thumbnail? Is me crying? The show.
It can be the Jordan crying stat.
Oh man.
Oh. All right, so okay, let's get back to Prohormones. So quickly, for the people that are new here, can you give us your background, on what you do,
Yeah,
how you do it?
absolutely. So I've been in the supplement fitness industry for about 13 years now. I did work at a supplement warehouse, Best Price, for about 3.5 years.
Yep.
Before moving on to other things. So background in supplements, I like to think I have a vast knowledge of pretty much all the supplements out there. I did compete before as well too. I'm retired of that now. I just like to enjoy my food.
Okay.
Still try to stay as fit as possible. I am still in the fitness industry, but doing other things outside of being at a supplement store. But yeah.
Okay, excellent. Jordan, still
Okay.
crying?
A little bit, still crying. My left nostril actually burns really bad, so I'm kind of struggling at the moment. But again, my name's Jordan. I'm the operations manager here at Best Price Nutrition Supplement Warehouse, my supplement store. I've been here just a little after 2019, so next year will be 5 years, so about 4.5 years right now. Again, taken Prohormones before, vast knowledge of vitamins, supplements, nutrition, all kinds of stuff. Never competed before. I don't know if that's going to be on the table. I said at one point it was going to be, but yeah, I don't know.
Still could be.
It still could be. Definitely one day, maybe just might do it for fun. But no, I do love bodybuilding, enjoy sports, all kinds of stuff, football. But yeah, no, I'm here to answer any questions you guys got.
I can't. I'm sorry.
I know, dude. That was you gotta
That
give me
was
credit. I
intense.
stuck my nose in that bottle.
Hey, that was ballsy. I'll
Yeah.
give it to
So see, I did that for you guys.
Oh, and my name's Jeff. I've probably been here for 12 years on and off, and just the marketing guy here, but I'm also into fitness. I've been around since the early days when the Prohormones were methylated, and before the big ban of 2012. So, but again, I like to have some experts on here that are in the industry. So. So today, we're going to talk about a few things. The big thing was bulking. Bulking season's here.
Yes.
But we also wanted to talk about Trenibol. We've been waiting for High Tech to release their next Prohormone, and that is Trenibol. And the great thing tonight, guys, is if you, there is a link here that John's been posting. If you do sign up through that link, all you got to do is enter your email address. Later on in the show, we're going to be giving away a full cycle. And a full cycle includes 2 bottles of Trenibol, so that's going to be 8 weeks, and then you're going to get your PCT as well, so that's Arimoplex. And then, if that's not enough, we're also, so anybody that goes to the websites right now, almost everything is 20% off. There's some brands and stacks that aren't included, but if you use coupon code BIG20 on Best Price Nutrition, My Supplement Store, or Supplement Warehouse, you're going to save 20% off your purchase. So with that, if you are the high spender tonight, using coupon code BIG20, we're going to look through midnight. Whoever spends the most with us, because you're getting a big discount anyway, we're going to, along with your order, we're going to ship you this 5% cool box they sent us. It's got some special edition All Day You May, special edition Full as Fuck, and special edition Kill It Reloaded. You didn't think I was going to say it, did you?
What's that?
You just killed us in the algorithm.
Great, yes. And you also get a t-shirt along with that. So this is for the big spender tonight. You're going to just get that included. We won't know until midnight, so we're not going to say it right now, but that'll be included in your shipment. So,
Rest in peace, Rich.
yes, exactly.
That's why I wear that shirt.
All right, so let's begin with a few things here. Now, we got some preloaded questions up here that people have asked, but we also got John and Madison manning the chat, and they're going to be sending me some questions. So I'm going to start out with just some questions that you guys are asking. So everyone wants to chime in here, but this person they're looking to do a bulking cycle soon, probably something with Sustatin 250. What do you guys suggest to stack along with that? We got them all back here.
So we got a lot.
Or,
I mean, any of the bulking products. I mean, Dynabol's a really good one.
Decadurban.
Decadurable,
Decadurban, yeah.
That's
Yep.
quickly become one of our really popular. Definitely it's overtaken like the Decabalin as far as like a stacking Prohormone. We got maybe for your hard gainers the Equipoise.
Okay.
Definitely
Yep.
to help increase that appetite.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean for any like bulking stack, definitely Sustatin 250 is the one.
And that's the box right behind you.
That is the box.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, Dianabol, Equipoise, Decadurban, those are 3 easy ones you can go with.
Definitely.
All right. Hopefully that answers that question for you. Next one. Okay. So we got some questions about Trenibol here, and before we get into those questions, can you guys, this is a brand new product. Can you guys kind of discuss what Trenibol is and what kind of uses, that anybody that wants to take it, are they trying to cut? Are they trying to bulk? What's it best for?
I mean, honestly, I think it's one of the new full, well-rounded Prohormones. To be honest with you, they come out with. I mean, the 2 ingredients in there. It's a 19 Nor DHEA and it's a 6 Oxo in there as well. Those 2 stacked together, I think it's like I said, it's all in one. The 2 that you need. So you get the 19 Nor DHEA, which is gonna help increase your test levels in the body, help increase protein synthesis. You don't get too high of conversion of anything like that, but then again, you have the 6-oxo in there, which is a natural estradiol blocker. So it actually helps to make sure that when your testosterone levels do actually increase a lot higher, it won't convert any of that into estrogen. So again, you got the test booster and the estrogen blocker again all in one. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a phenomenal product. I think you could probably use it for, I would say,
Either or.
yeah,
Honestly,
really.
whether you're looking to really shred up or you're bulking but you don't want to go crazy
Yeah.
on the weights, that would be an easy one to throw in there to kind of help keep you lean, especially when your calories are super high.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a little excess water weight regardless when you're bulking, is what it is. It's completely normal. But yeah, no, throwing that one in there, that'll help keep you a little leaner.
Yeah.
So if they are trying to really cut, and they're like, oh, you know what, I'm set, I want to try Trenabol,
Mm-hmm.
what should they stack it with?
One test, easy. Winstrol, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually currently just started that stack right now. One testosterone, Trenabol, and the Winstrol. So only
Okay.
day 3,
Oh, wow.
still
Okay.
very early, but I think that'd be a really good stack.
So it's 3 bottles.
Yeah.
So Trenabol, 1 test,
And
Winstrol.
Yep.
You can do that for 8 weeks.
I'm gonna do that for 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
Yeah. As long as I diet correctly.
That's a big part of it. Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yes. A lot of people don't think about that, but that
Yes.
is a big issue with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on the flip side, then you guys talked about doing like a lean bulk.
Mhm.
What would you stack it with?
Probably Superdrol.
Mm-hmm.
So anything, yeah.
Okay.
Superdrol. Ostaplex would be another one. Adding more than 19 in there.
What do you think of
Anything?
halo testing? Think you could do halo testing too? For andro? It's minuscule.
Yeah, let's say
Kilograms,
getting a little bit of 400 doesn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Getting a little bit of that extra water weight, but you have the 6-oxo one that's going to help kind of counterbalance that a little bit anyway. So yeah, I don't see what's wrong with that either.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and the Trenabol, again, this is a brand new product. Been selling out of it every week.
Mhm.
A lot of people ask me, oh, what have people been thinking about it? It's still really soon. So I think the first shipments went out like early last week,
I'd say it's
or
been,
deliveries at least.
honestly, it's been 2 weeks since it came in here.
Yeah.
So it's extremely early.
Yeah, but you give us like a month or so, we should start getting a lot more feedback on
Yeah.
how people are liking it. So, okay, so let's see. So this person's asking about some of the side effects. I got John coughing back here. You got that out? Drink that water. So we usually go through a lot of the side effects later on, but I want to get these questions answered that you have. So with Prohormones in general, the side effects that people should be concerned about, is it like steroid level side effects, or is it minor things like just like it's like higher blood pressure? What should people be worried about or not be worried about?
Super minor, super minuscule. I mean, if any, again, it's a big if as well too. To be honest with you, if your body's naturally prone to any kind of side effect to begin with, taking anything that'll increase that is just gonna be a natural cause that's gonna happen. Yeah, blood pressure a little bit's gonna get into that, especially with some of the 4-andros and all that, any of the bulking compounds, because you're gonna get some of that water retention. Again, you can always counterbalance that as well too with some of the some of the E blockers that we have, and make sure you're super hydrated as well as watching your diet, obviously, of course, and stress levels too. Actually, cortisol is a huge play when it comes to that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, you're definitely not going to get to steroid level of side effects, to be honest with you, because again, the compounds are not that strong. They're strong, don't get me wrong, they work phenomenal. But again, if you're comparing them to actual steroids, guys, they're completely different. Which, by the way, none of these are actually steroids. Let's get this disclaimer out there.
Disclaimer.
They have similar
Yeah.
names,
Yeah,
to
it's
some, but
street
yes.
names, guys. They're not the actual compound names.
Yes. We would not be able to
So,
sell them. These
yeah.
are 100% legal. So what is a prohormone
Wink,
versus
wink.
a steroid?
A prohormone is a so especially these ones, they're just basically DHEA metabolite compounds made to be slightly stronger compared to just a regular DHEA supplement. So they can give similar effects to what the steroid name would give without all the excess side effects, as well as being as harsh on the body or having to inject anything or anything like that. Another nice thing is that they're all non-methylated now, earlier. I remember you said
Yep.
you knew the methylated ones.
Yes,
I do
exactly.
actually remember those ones too.
Yep.
Yeah, they're non-methylated, so you're not gonna have to worry about any kind of liver toxicity or anything like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
All right. So so we get a lot of questions about females taking prohormones, and this woman, she's 53. She's on HRT pellets, high test. Can she add in Anavar?
Why not? I mean, honestly, I always say I truly don't think women should be taking prohormones. But if you're already on TRT pellets, then I mean, at this point, I don't think it'll matter too much. Anavar is one of the ones that actually has a full blend of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting more of the lower doses of like the 1-andro that's in there and the 4-andro. But you get other benefits as well too. Like I know there's the arginine in there, there's some creatine nitrate.
Yeah, there's a lot in there.
Yeah, so it's a full blown compound. I mean, or blend.
Would you recommend she take the 3 pills twice a day, or should she?
I would just go with 3
lower
pills. Yeah, I would just go with
Okay.
1 serving,
Okay.
the 2 servings that you're supposed to take every day. Yeah, if you want to try it out, again, I don't recommend prohormones for women, but if you want to try it out, I would say go for it then.
Okay. Hopefully that helps.
Mhm.
All right. So hey guys, looking to do a lean bulk soon. I'm an intermediate prohormone user, looking to try 4 andros. Would a 1AD with halotestin or Superdraw or Superdraw alone be better? He's kind of on the fence right now. So 1AD and halotestin for a lean bulk or Superdraw on its own.
You always want to have one of the test bases in there. So the 4 that we usually recommend is either like 1 test, 1AD, Halodrol, or Sustanon 250.
Mhm.
Lean bulk wise, I would, we always say either 1 test. If you want to do 1AD, I mean, that's fine.
It's a lower dose.
Yeah, it's literally it's 1 test, but it's a lower dose, and it has the 50 milligrams of the
The Lexgen in there.
Lexgen in there as well. So if anything, I would say switch that with the 1 test, and then you can stack it with the Superdrol. That'd be a fantastic stack.
Yeah.
Like good lean bulk. So.
All right. Jordan, you're going on a shredding stack soon. So
Mhm.
this gentleman, it's his first prohormone stack. He wants to gain a little bit of muscle, but he wants to lose fat.
Okay.
So he was going to go with the 1 test and Decadurable one, but now he's wondering if he should do the Tren and the 1 test instead of the Decadurable and the 1 test.
I would definitely go the 1 test with the Trenibol. I think that's going to be a much better stack. I mean, 1 test and Decadurable, either or. It's a good stack if you're trying to put on a little bit of lean muscle, but if you're really trying to shred down, I'd go with the 1 test and the Trenibol. You'll get the better effects from those 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if this is making you decide to purchase, remember use BIG20 for 20% off any single prohormones or almost everything else on the website tonight. All right. Let's see. This person wants to know if strongest can be, it can mean a lot of things, but is Trenibol your strongest prohormone? Or what do you guys think is the strongest one?
I mean, strongest if you're trying to just ultimate mass monster, probably Sustanon 250.
Okay.
If you're trying to shred, High Tech is marketing Trenibol as its strongest shredder, even though Primobolan, when that came out, was marketed as its strongest shredder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely label Trenibol as if we're trying to shred, definitely up there. Winstrol, I think is fantastic. I think that's been one of our top selling cutting prohormone over the past year. That's a good one, but if we're going overall strength, power, muscle mass, Sustanon 250 is the best one, strongest one, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You answered this a similar question earlier, Edwin, with TRT. So, do all of them, or is there any one specific prohormones that complement TRT? better or more effectively?
So when I was working in the store, I used to actually have a lot of gentlemen that would come in and say that, hey, I'm on TRT. I still like to try different pro hormones that I had with it, just kind of give me that little excess, boost that I want to kind of help build a little bit more lean muscle without having to do any kind of excess stuff, outside of the pro hormones. And some of the research I've done myself is when you are on TRT, one thing they actually do recommend is to make sure that you are taking some kind of DHA supplement to make sure to help stabilize your DHA levels the whole time while you're on your TRT. Because I mean, if you're only doing it like once a week, which is I believe like 98% of people that do that anyway, taking a DHA supplement can actually help kind of keep that baseline balance a little bit more throughout the week. So I've had some people say that they love taking one test and they only do one tablet a day actually. But then there's some guys who would come in here and buy like Superdrol, or like a one test and Superdrol stack, and kind of just throw that in there. Or if they were cutting, they'd either get like the Winstrol, the dimethazine. So yeah, I mean you can throw in any of the other pro hormones that you like if you want that little extra kick if you're on TRT.
Yeah, someone was just asking about one test Winstrol and Trenibol. Made me think of the Edwin stack. Would you update the Edwin stack? Or you
Man, that sounds pretty solid to be honest with you. John, you got some work to do tonight, man.
3.0.
Should be 3.0.
Yeah. Got to update it.
Yeah. Next year it's gonna be like 9.0. You're like the iPhone.
I just turned 32, so 3.0 makes sense.
Wow.
I do want to throw it out, with questions dealing with TRT, that none of us are doctors, so these are our opinions, and you should always speak to your physician if you are doing TRT or if on any medications and you're wanting to take prohormones. So I like to throw that out there. All right, let's see. We kind of talked about this a little earlier, but maybe we did. Strongest bulking stack, did we talk about that? Sustenance 250 and what, Deca Durable?
Either or. Decadurable,
Yeah.
Equipoise.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that a little bit.
The first
earlier.
one.
Yep. So I kind of mentioned this. Is this stuff as good as the old school pro hormones from years ago? I'm guessing you're talking about pre-2012, which was the Anabolic Steroid Act, I think it was called. Yes, Mr. Obama signed at the end of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Was it 2012 or 2014?
I think it was 12 is what it was, because that's when, he was in the,
Yes.
It was like midway through his presidency. It was 2012.
Could have been,
Yeah.
yes. So that's when they were methylated. You could literally only take that stuff for like 30 days before. We were talking about it earlier, before you start getting like the back pumps and the kids.
Side pain.
Yes.
But the gains.
Yes. I mean, I was younger then when I was taking them, and I mean, you get pretty massive after like 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did notice is these pro hormones, I keep more of what I made than the previous ones. I'm not sure if that's the case with you guys, if you guys took those ones back in the day, but what are your thoughts in comparing the two?
I only ever tried one stack back in the day. It was from Finaflex when they had their 1 and 4 andros out. They sold them at export, so I decided to try them out, and they were phenomenal. Man, I took them both actually because they were recommended. I don't know who recommended it, but they recommended taking both of them. I tried them out, and I'm like, man, this is phenomenal. Wow. But that whole thing with especially the liver toxicity,
Oh yeah.
I used to wake up and my urine was just like a dark yellow all the time. But they did work really well, but I think I kind of agree with you in terms of like they didn't last as long afterwards either. Because their half-lives were a lot shorter than these ones are right now. So that's why they had to take them, even though you take them multiple times a day as well. And again, short stack cycles as well too. So, no, I think these ones can actually have a better effect on the body in terms of long-term goal as well. Because again, DHA is naturally produced by the body anyway. So all you're doing is just slightly enhancing that, and which is going to help with the natural increase of testosterone levels as well. So, and then even when it comes to overall side effects, if you have, you're getting, even with most 4-andros, you're getting a small conversion of estrogen anyway. So if you can actually even, maintain and balance that afterwards, I think you're good. Even a long period of time. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that liver pain is no joke.
No.
Dude.
It wasn't fun. All right. Okay. So I'm on one test in Durable, and I like the stack, but in a few months I want to run something better. So right now, one test Durable. Would Superdraw and Trenibol be a good stack together? And a side note, what's a good PCT for this? So he's taking Durable in one test right now. Would a next step up possibly be Superdraw and Trenibol?
I would probably recommend doing Superdraw and Decadurabolin. Probably. I mean, it just all depends on like what your goal is
Yeah.
too after the cycle.
You said it was one test in Decadurable?
That's what he's taking right now.
Yeah.
So it's something after.
This next
So it's
cycle.
more of like, is he trying to lean out?
That's what I'm saying. Are you trying to lean out, or are you trying to bulk up? If you're trying to put on a little bit more size, I mean, Superdraw might be a good one to jump up to
Yeah.
and stick with the Decadurabolin. But maybe if you're trying to shred,
I'm
maybe
hoping you're
skip-
bulking, because I mean it's bulking season. That's what this is all about.
You know,
You know.
You got some people that cut in the winter
So I guess if you're like down south or out west, here in the Midwest, who's cutting it?
it's like
It's cutting during the
102
winter.
out here right now.
I try to stay lean all year round. You know.
Exactly.
It's still hot here, by the way. So
Yes, it was like 100
It's
here today.
102 today.
Yes. So, best PCT. Now, PCT is post-cycle therapy. Can you guys tell us why you should take a PCT, what it is, and the products that you recommend?
We got two options. We got Aeroplex and the Novadex XT. PCTs are crucial because, again, I mean, well, we can talk about suppression with the prohormones. With these ones, it's very, very minuscule, depending on the product, obviously. But post cycles are extremely important to help you maintain the muscle that you gained on cycle. One thing I always recommend too is no matter what, even when you are off your cycle, do not change anything that you're doing, your diet, your training, because that's one of the most common things that I see is post-cycle comes around, they're running their post-cycle, they drop their calories or they don't train as hard because they're not on cycle, and then they start losing all their muscle. And they're like, well, what the hell happened?
Yep.
That's your reasoning right there. But no, post-cycle is extremely important for just maintaining muscle, getting your natural testosterone levels where they need to be while helping you, again, keep all that muscle on there. So Aeroplex is, I mean, it's our most popular one.
Yeah.
It's basically a 3-in-1. It's, you know, things to boost your natural testosterone. You got things like a Rumstain in there, which is your estrogen blocker, and then different things for cardiovascular, heart health, liver health, organ health in general. I've always liked the Aeroplex. Yeah, I mean, it's no matter what you're taking, I always recommend taking a post-cycle product. No matter what, you got to do it.
Yeah. Usually, 8-week cycle and then 4 weeks on
4 weeks
PC.
on. Yeah, that's all you really need.
And I tell people, you know, because you kind of get depressed a little bit, not because of the prohormone, but because you don't got that prohormone running
Got
through
that
you.
juice.
I know. So what I like to do is after a cycle, at the same time I jump on a PCT, I'll jump on something like Turkesterone 650, just because it's non-hormonal.
Yeah.
And I still love the results. I'm on it right now, and I love the results from it. So you still got that, like, hey, I'm still taking something that's building muscle and everything. So normally, like, you know, when I'm, you know, between cycles, I'll take Turkesterone the entire time.
Yeah.
Just because, I just love that product, non-hormonally.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and, hey guys, I want to fill you in about 15 minutes. We're going to pick a winner for the Trenibol cycle here. So you get 2 bottles of Trenibol, 1 bottle of Arimoplex. We're going to run a whole bunch of these email addresses through some randomizer tool I think we got. So, John, there's a link in there to where to sign up.
Pinned to the top, I'll drop it again.
Okay, so right next in the little chat box on YouTube, whether it's underneath if you're on mobile or on desktop on the side, click that link, enter your email address, and you'll be entered to win that cycle. And I'm going to jump over here again. So throughout the show, when you use Big 20, you're going to get 20% off your purchase on almost everything. No stacks and some brands, but all the Prohormones. And the person that spends the most tonight, by midnight, we're gonna ship this out to you along with your package. So you're gonna get a nice little surprise, like, hey, my box wasn't that big that I ordered. Oh, it's because this is gonna be in there. So, you guys are making jokes, I know. All right.
My box, what's that?
All right.
Like that.
Let's continue. Wow, there's so many questions coming in, guys. This is great. I'm not even getting to these. So, all right. let's see. I got a foot. Okay. So another question for women. So you mentioned you don't really recommend Prohormones for women, but what's the best stack if someone was going to take Prohormones for women, they wanted to build some lean muscle?
If women do want to dabble into Prohormones, the one I would truly recommend, if anything, would be the Ostaplex. You get a small amount of 19-nor in there. You get some Eucomia in there as well too, and then it's got the. I'm blanking. Yeah,
Where's
me
the
too.
Ostaplex?
We
Is
have
there one in here? It's right behind there. It's got a 7 on there.
And then 7-methoxy in there as well
Yeah.
too. Yeah. So overall, I mean, it's So this is we used to get a lot of questions. I don't know if we still do. This one is labeled as a SARM. It's technically not, but it technically is. So the reason for that is because Eucomia actually helps to drive any of the compounds into your androgen receptors a bit more efficiently. So that's why, but they're selective. It's not to every single one of them. Otherwise, you'd end up getting a high amount of estrogen conversion going on. So, but it's only to certain ones. Hence, what SARM means. So yeah, but yeah, this would be the one I would definitely recommend for women. You can always stack something non-hormonal with it too, like a Testosterone 650.
And well, she did ask that as well, like
Yeah.
a good stack if let's say, okay, Ostaplex, if you're going to be on the Prohormone, what do you recommend if she wants to stay non-hormonally, nothing testosterone related?
Testosterone 750, ectosterone as well.
Epicatechins. You
Epicatechins,
go
yeah.
to Blackstone, you can do Epicat or Epismash.
Epismash
That
is-
gets the laxogenin as well. With the
Yeah.
You really like Lactate. Well, I think you both like Lactate.
I love
I take it all
laxogenin,
year round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are some choices. So Turksterone 650, Ectisten, Epismash, Laxogenin 100.
Yep.
So those are some choices for you if you want to stay away from anything with testosterone. This gentleman, what are your thoughts on Haladrol as his first cycle?
Yeah, why not?
Listen,
Yeah, Haladrol, you get the
you
you get the 1-androl, you get the 1,4 in there. Overall, I mean, you really can't go wrong with it. So
Yeah, I mean, just as like a standalone for your first one.
yeah,
that's
you just want to try a single
definitely
product,
okay to
absolutely, yeah, go for it. Helps again. The 4-androgen will definitely give you that strength, that small bit of bulk as well too, and the 1-androgen going to help keep everything stabilized, so that way you're staying a bit more on the leaner side. Yeah, again, it's 1 tablet a day, so if you don't want to worry about taking them multiple times a day, definitely gonna want to go with.
Okay, there you go. So you want to start with that, just 2 boxes, will give you 8 weeks, and then of course, as we mentioned earlier, take that Arimoplex afterwards for 4 weeks.
That's right.
All right, let's see. So Jordan, you know, I think it's too soon, but somebody was asking about one test, Winstrol and Trenibol, in your results yet.
Honestly, I mean, it's only been day 3, so
Yeah.
nothing exciting yet. Could be placebo, but I guess the denseness in muscles, I could feel a lot better tightness, I would say.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, we're on Wednesday, so it's only day 3, so maybe after a month I could give you a better answer. But yeah, it's definitely way too soon to give you something accurate.
Because I've noticed when I've taken the Prohormones, not until week like 2 or 3 do I really start feeling things.
Yeah.
That, no, it's completely the truth. Is it definitely takes time to really get in your system.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting to see something, again, by day 3, it's not going to happen.
And that's part of the reason we recommend running it for 8 weeks.
Yes.
Because, you know, it's like, I mean, by week 4, I'm like feeling great. The
Yeah.
last thing I want to do is stop that.
Sure.
So, and even the high tech, I think, says it's safe to go up to 8 weeks. I think even people would take it even longer than that.
Yeah.
But we usually recommend 8 weeks
Always.
for a full cycle. Okay, let's see.
You'll get a couple questions about, a couple different people asking about Decabolin as like a standalone versus stacking.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on that?
From my personal perspective, I wouldn't do it. I would always have some testosterone base, like a 1 test, or have like a super draw with it, but like as a standalone, it's not something I would normally recommend.
Yeah, I would definitely stack it with something, guys, depending on what you want to do. Honestly, yeah, 1 test and Decadurable probably a fantastic stack to go with. If you want to keep it basic, if you want to start off with something simple as a stack for like a lean bulk, for example, or just in general, just to get some extra muscle on the body, that's a good one to go with.
Okay. Another TRT question. This one is more related to, I guess this is a question for me too. You know, if someone is on TRT, they've been on it, they're staying on it, they jump on, let's say, one test. I mean, do they still take it for just 8 weeks and then a PCT, or how does that cycle work with a prohormone? Not sure. Do we know?
I mean, I would go as directed, to be honest with you. The only thing is with the PCT. I mean, if you're on a prescription aromatase inhibitor, then you probably wouldn't need a PCT. But if you want it more so for the organ health perspective, then that's fantastic to go with as well. But yeah, I would go as directed, guys. Just keep, don't overdo anything. To be honest with you, keep it at the 8 weeks. Get off for a little bit. If you want to hop back on afterwards, that's completely up to you. But I would go as directed.
Do you think they'd probably be better off because, again, if they're on an aromatase inhibitor, instead of taking something like Aromatase because it has aromatase, maybe taking something like testosterone 21 because it has the natural test boosting ingredients?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see why not. To be
Yeah.
honest, I mean,
just to avoid that aromatase, because obviously you don't want to crash your estrogen because then
well, yeah,
no fun.
yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
yeah,
But again, probably best thing to do is to ask the physician.
true.
And you brought up testosterone 21. You know,
Yeah.
that's a great. It's one of my favorite natural testosterone boosters. It's got what we have: Fedosia,
Fedosia, Tongarali,
ashwagandha,
ashwagandha, which
zinc,
is the KSM 66
version.
Yes,
Yes.
and then the Optizate trademark version. So insanely awesome, taking year-round product if you want to just naturally boost your testosterone, reduce cortisol, stress, and just help with things like libido, overall natural energy, natural muscle building. That's something you can take with a PCT and just something that you can take, year-round. I don't personally take the Test 21, but High Tech has a standalone Tonga and a Fedosia product that I do take, and I take an ashwagandha pill from them as well. So might as well just take it, but I
love
take them all
testosterone
separately.
21. Yeah, I used to take it like a month or two on, and then just take it off. But I feel great on it. I mean, I like ashwagandha, and I like all the other ingredients. I think I know it was talked about on Joe Rogan a lot, but what's the doctor, John? Who's the doctor that talks about?
Andrew Huberman.
Andrew Huberman talks about those ingredients quite a bit. So, but yeah, testosterone 21. If you're looking for something natural that's not a prohormone, that's available, and of course 20% off tonight with Big 20. Another question from Pennsylvania. For women, what do you think about 1AD for a woman?
Sorry.
Nice try.
Yeah, no, because it has the one andro in there. I think that's the only thing. Again, stay away from getting any kind of actual andro substance.
They're kind of half right. They have Laxogen in there. Just take Laxogen.
Yeah, just take Laxogen by itself, if anything. Or if you want that extra kick to it, Epi Smash is a fantastic one because that one you get the epicatine and you get the Laxogen in there as well too. So
maybe throw Turk in there or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so this person is a very experienced prohormone user, and they want just a mega mass stack.
Mega mass.
What is something that hey, you want to just go all out? What would you guys recommend?
Well, Sustenance 250 is your very first one. I've had people over my years, one of the most common ones that I've seen, which was crazy because people loved it, Sustenance 250, and I've seen people stack it with Halodrol. That's a huge one. You could definitely do Sustenance 250 and Equipoise, because Equipoise is that 1.4, which is going to convert to the Boldenone, which, insane strength, but increased hunger. So if you're trying to just put on some size, that's going to help increase your appetite, allow you to eat more calories, get a lot more protein in. But, if you're feeling wild, I'd go Sustenance 250 and Halodrol together.
Okay. See, I'd go even further. I'd say Sustenance 250, Equipoise, and Decadurabolin.
Okay.
And then if you wanted to really pound it out, you can actually take Susten 250 2 a day.
You could take Halodrol 2 a day as well.
Is it Halodrol 2
Yeah.
a day too? Yeah. So you could actually double up on some of that
Yeah.
stuff. But
Start pouring an entire bottle in.
Yeah,
a
I
bucket
mean-
and just
I've got some people have called that have taken like stacking like Monsterplex and Halodrol together, which is
Okay.
like 8 different compounds, So there is stuff, you can do, but yeah. So Susten 250 though, that seems to be like
It's
that's the one you need.
like that's your
along with-
powerhouse right
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
All right, let's see. So off topic, well, I guess when you take Prohormones, we still take pre-workouts.
Yeah.
What's a good pre-workouts that won't keep you up all night if you work out in the evening? Anything you recommend?
I mean, if you're working out in the evening, I mean, because I've kind of switched around my workout schedule. For months I was doing evening workouts. I really wouldn't take a stimulant-based pre-workout. I would take something non-stim that's purely like nitric oxide support. So you got, Action Sledge Hydraulic, you got the Rise Pump A, which was one of my favorite ones. I mean, we have so many different options
FSU
for
serum.
FSU serum, which is, it's per, I think half cap, it's like 10,000 milligrams of liquid glycerol.
That's crazy.
I would go the full cap and
Yeah.
get 20,000 milligrams. I mean, pumps were nasty, but if you want something light that has a little bit of caffeine and you're working out later at night, Action Sledge Ignition Switch is an easy one. I think it's about 125, 150 milligrams caffeine per scoop. Super light. You get beta-alanine, freeform citrulline. I think it's got agmatine sulfate. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff to give you focus, enhance, blood flow, but just give you a little bit of caffeine.
Mhm.
I usually recommend if you're working out late in the evening, trying to avoid caffeine. Everyone's different, but for me personally, if I do a pre-workout at 7 o'clock at night and go work out, I can't sleep. It's just hard for me to fall asleep.
Know what you do then?
What's that?
Take a scoop of Sumato Max. That knocks you on your ass.
Does it? See?
Some Automax and ashwagandha.
Okay.
Yes, yep. Yeah, if you want something to really, do you remember when I was talking to one guy on the phone and he's like, I tried 6 or 7 sleep supplements and the only thing that works is Sumato Max. If you want me to do a video about Sumato Max, I'll do a video about Sumato Max. That's the only thing that puts me to sleep. And he was just going on and on how he loves that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I only give you half a scoop because that really
Okay.
that's strong, but tastes good too.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I mean, Somatomax, I haven't taken that in a while. The sleep supplement that I use is from Chemix.
Okay.
Their sleep product is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
The grill chemist, I think his formulations and stuff, I mean, that's one of the few sleep supplements that I've used that
Yeah.
knocks me out within 30 minutes.
Growth from Blackstone is fantastic. I actually really like that.
Yeah,
That's,
okay.
I've used that one
Yep.
before too.
Yeah. I think people always assume that they have to go to like just strictly melatonin when there's other stuff out there.
Melatonin does absolutely nothing for me at
Yeah.
all.
I think when you do blend it with different things, like when I used to have insomnia issues for years on end, and then so maybe like a few years ago when I started stacking the high tech. So this is when high tech first came out with ashwagandha.
Okay.
I stacked that with growth from Blackstone. I was getting the best sleep of my life. I think that's the point in time when I was like, wow, this is what sleep feels like. Yeah, so that's a really good blend.
All right. And you brought up Action Sledge. I did want to say that on Best Price Nutrition right now, we do have a huge clearance sale on a lot of Action Sledge products. John's going to pop the link into the chat. So
A lot of Action Sledge, I think some of it's short dated, not expired, and
Yeah.
a lot of Universal as well.
yeah, so
Yeah.
if you want the Action Sledge or Universal that's short dated, some of it's expired. We got some heavy discounts on those,
Mhm.
so you can find those at BestPriceNutrition.com. And again, John's going to post that link.
Yeah.
Madison and John, when you got a chance, run those names through the randomizer for me and send that. And we're going to see who wins this
Wheel spin it.
this Trenibol cycle here. Again, you're gonna get the Trenibol and the Arimaplex. So 2 bottles of Trenibol, 1 bottle of Arimaplex.
Nice.
All right, you guys sending that to me. All right, so not a hard name to say. So the winner is Lester Somerset. So Lester Somerset, you are the winner of this. Awesome. That's like $170 right there. Yeah, I like it. Clapping. Yes. Yeah. So we get to email him, and then yes, so we'll get his address information and all that. So then we'll ship this out tomorrow for you. So thanks for watching, and we'll get this out to you. And again, guys, we still have the Kill It box, which is going to the high spender tonight. So before midnight, get your orders in. Use Big 20 for 20% off your purchase. And one winner will have that included. All right, let's go back to some questions. Let's see. Jordan, you mentioned, I believe this earlier with Primobolan. We don't have to talk too much about Primobolan, but what do you think about a Trenibol and Primobolan stack for cutting?
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, because Primobolan, I mean, it's a blend. It's one andro, it's an epiandro, and I believe a 6 keto as well. So, since obviously Trenibol is
We have it back here.
19, do we have a Primobolan?
We have it back here.
It's a less popular one because it's very mild as far as the dosing goes, which is why, you know, high tech tells you to take 3 tablets per day. They're super tiny tablets, but I mean overall, yeah, because I mean I'm doing the Trenibol and the Winstrol, which shares common ingredients with the Primobolan. You could absolutely stack those two together. It'd be a good, nice little cutting stack.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Okay, this is a question that I've gotten a few times in the past, but prohormones and fertility. Should people worry about fertility when taking prohormones or after taking prohormones at all?
I don't really think so, to be honest. I mean, if you really are that worried, just put a pause on it, guys, until after, you know, you take care of business. And then if you are on it during it, you can go check with your doctor to see if you are still completely fertile, see if everything's still good, all that kind of stuff. I haven't heard any kind of issues, people having fertility issues when they were on prohormones or even afterwards too, to be honest with you. So again, that's just people who I've heard, but again, always when it comes to this kind of stuff, especially like Jeff said earlier, always check with your doctors, whether you're on it or not, regardless. So
yeah, people have asked for recommendations on products for fertility. I think I recommend like folate, L-carnitine. You guys heard of any other I know you should take like vitamin D. I think vitamin C can help. Any other things that you guys recommend for fertility that you know about?
Maca was always a good product for fertility and libido actually. I would honestly suggest, I would think like Tungad would probably help a lot too.
Definitely.
Tungad, maybe Doja as well.
Test 21.
Yeah.
That's
21.
Test 21.
Yeah.
Stack it with high tech maca.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good fertility stack right there. And okay, talking about fertility, well, this is kind of, as far as, you know, so this gentleman, I guess, gets hornier when he takes prohormones.
Nice.
But he wants to kind of last longer in bed. And so we do have a line of products.
Yes, and if you ever have questions on them, we have a special guy named John who
Yes.
loves answering these questions. So
Yeah,
yes.
So John, we have MD Science, we have Vigor Labs, and Swiss Navy.
Swiss Navy Endurance RX desensitizing lotion.
That's the one to,
What's a
just
lotion?
like it sounds.
Yes.
You know, we got some blushers in the audience here.
I got that little throat numbing spray too.
Yes, they have the throat numbing spray, which I think John tested out. You just have to see if it works.
Like for yourself.
But we also, there's, what are some of the other products? There's Max Hard.
Max Load.
Max Load.
Max Stamina.
Max Stamina.
Max Desire. For
Chainsaw,
women.
yeah, Max Desire for women, Chainsaw.
We got the ball refill, which
Ball
is the Vigor Labs.
Yeah.
We were just talking about today with the pycnogenol and the arginine too.
Yeah.
For guys who are looking for ED stuff.
Yeah, there was a really good study for erectile dysfunction taking, what was it?
Like 92% of guys were fixed within 3 months.
Yeah,
Arginine and pycnogenol.
Arginine.
So pine bark extract from
Yeah,
high tech, for
high-tech.
example,
Yeah.
and then some arginine with it too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe 1,500 milligrams arginine, 40 to 60 milligrams pycnogenol.
Okay, and you can use the pine bark extract instead, which
That's
High-Tech
what
has.
that's what
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
pycnogenol is.
okay.
Yeah, it's pine bark extract.
Yeah. So if you are having some ED issues, then yeah, the High-Tech pine bark extract and L-arginine is something we have as well, and that's
Yeah.
pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So, but or if you just want some bedroom stuff, all that other stuff we can
Max
talk
Hard.
about.
Hey, Yohimbine works too.
Yeah, lots.
Call John for that stat, guys.
Yeah, John, post the link to the sex section.
Please call in and ask for John. We love listening to it.
Yes. Or if you've had any results from it, call John, tell him about it.
Please tell us.
Let's hear.
Give your feedback, guys.
Yes. All right.
Please call them.
Let's go on here. Okay. So this gentleman, he's in the Marine Corps. He's looking to put on some more size, but stay pretty lean. So I'm guessing a lean bulk. He's currently on 1 testosterone and decabolin. What recommendations do you have for his next cycle, which I'm guessing is a lean bulk? Outside of the 1 test and decabolin, I guess. You know, I guess the decadurabolin you could
Yeah, I
do.
mean, you could up it, switch to the Decadurabolin.
Yeah.
I love Superdrol, again.
Yeah,
Superdrol's an easy one.
Superdrol, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really
I
great
mean,
one.
it's an easy one to just jump off to.
Yeah. Sudrol is considered like a recomp because it kind of does a little bit of both, right?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, let's see. So what's up with laxagenin and berberine? So that's first, we talked about laxagenin a little bit. Can you guys explain kind of what it is? It's non-hormonal, it's not a prohormone, and why people should take it, why you guys like it.
So laxagenin is under the category of what's called a sapiosteroid, which basically just means it's a plant-based steroid. However, it doesn't affect hormones in the body, so it gives you very similar effects to overall growth of slight growth, should I say, of muscle tissue without affecting hormones. Its main purpose is to really drive the induction of nitrogen and oxygen into the muscle cell, which helps to drive more protein synthesis, again, get more nutrients in there. Helps with muscular endurance as well too. I actually take 1 tablet pre-workout and my pumps last longer, my muscles a lot fuller
Mm-hmm.
for my workout as well too. I feel, again, phenomenal off it. Again, I take it all year round.
Yeah.
So it's actually been my staple for probably going on to 4 years now.
I know
So,
you always talk about it,
Yeah.
you like it, and you're always taking pictures of yourself pretty jacked in the gym, so
you know,
understand it's working.
Yeah, no, the pumps on Laxagen are fantastic.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
back on it for probably about 3 months now.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, High-Tech has what, Laxagen 100?
Laxagen 100,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's probably one of the
Best
best
one
ones
you're
to
gonna
use.
get out there, yeah.
Recently, berбerine's been getting very popular. We've been selling a ton of it.
Mhm.
And is this the one, John, that was from TikTok, Maddie? Berberine? Yes. So can you guys talk a little bit about berberine? You guys know about berberine?
Yeah, I mean, from what I know, I mean, berberine for the most part forever. I mean, you could a lot of like GDA supplements that you could get berberine in. I mean, from
Yeah.
what I've been seeing lately, is it's been called what Nature's Ozempic, which is
Ozempic,
that
yes.
yeah.
There's the weight loss effects on it.
weight
yes.
loss drug. I mean, it's an herbal supplement. But I mean, from what I know, pretty much it helps aid to lower things like blood sugar. There's a lot that I'm still trying to learn. I just picked up a bottle because I want to start trying it out.
The biggest thing that what I've read is that what it helps with is just to help control your A1C levels basically in the body. So that way your blood glucose is not going too high upon waking up or after a meal or something like that. But as Jordan said, almost every single GDA supplement on the market is going to have that in there. Like High-Tech Insulode has a really good form of berberine in there,
Mhm.
at a very high dose as well too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the TikTok thing it started, I think, back in June or July, but a lot of TikTokers are seeing that they're dropping weight and their appetite's gone. That's what I'm trying to think what woman said, John, about the crazy hunger talks in her head one night or something. Yeah, so
Voices in the
yeah, so it seems like whenever we get a shipment in, a lot of it sells. So if you're looking for something, I guess, weight loss or some of the other positive effects of it, you could try that out. But High-Tech has its own berberine
Mhm.
product as
Yeah.
well. So let's see. Okay, so as a 19 NOR, will Trenibol theoretically have a similar lubing effect on the joints like Decabol and Decadurabolin?
Yeah. It's still 19 no matter what, so it's still going to be a metabolite of nandrolone in the body. So you will have that bit of lubrication to the joints, as you said, but I might be a little bit different because it does have the 6-oxo in there as well too. So you're not going to have as high of the estrogen conversion, so you're not going to be retaining as much water as you probably would be with any of the other 19-nors.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So.
All right, hopefully that answers your question. Next one. So this gentleman does jujitsu 5 times a week. They really didn't tell us their goal, but I'm guessing maybe endurance and strength, that kind of thing. So what kind of Prohormone would you recommend for them?
Obviously, jiu-jitsu, you're probably trying to stay lean, depending on your weight class. The 2 easiest ones I could probably think of are probably like One Test and Winstrol. Yeah, but I mean, it just really depends what your goal is. But I'm assuming, assuming you're doing jiu-jitsu, you need to stay lean, flexible, endurance. One Test and Winstrol is probably my recommendation.
One of my close friends actually does jiu-jitsu about 4 times a week also. And he's been on a One Test and Laxogen 100 stack actually. And he absolutely loves it. He's like, it's really helping me to lean out. It's all the extra cardio that he's doing from the jiu-jitsu on top of like lifting as well. Of course, he had to readjust his diet as well. But yeah, he's been loving that stack. So.
All right, there you go. What would you recommend for someone in their late 50s to gain lean muscle mass?
One Test.
One Test.
Yeah, One Test Decadromon for straight lean mass. That's an easy one to go with.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what age you are. Yeah, if you're just wanting straight lean muscle mass, One Test Decadromon. I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, easy enough. Let's see. I don't know. Okay, who has bigger arms? Jeff Redmond. Please measure on the video so we know.
Flex off.
No,
We still have that tape?
I got a tape right out
Yeah.
there.
I didn't get to go work out and get a pump today.
Once you go do some
It's
push-ups
just
out in the
shirt
hallway.
that makes it look like
It is actually, yes.
If we give you 5 minutes.
Jordan always talks about his pump covers.
Pump covers, yes.
I don't wear pump covers. I wear, and Madison better not be going to get tape.
Just. What if we give you
tape.
5 minutes to do some push-ups out in the hallway and get a pump?
Yeah, so I wear tighter stuff. Jordan wears the pump covers, which covers up, and he just puts it all out there for the ladies.
I was wearing a pump cover, but it's super hot outside, and I
It
sweat
is.
very easily.
Yes.
Good thing it's cold in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in the Midwest in Chicago right now. It was like 100 plus today, so.
Yeah, next week it'll be 40, but
Yes.
and then it'll be 100 after. I don't know. Yeah, and you can never pick.
All right, so this is a specific question, but I guess we can go beyond it. This gentleman's asking if Winstrol causes gyno. Why don't we just talk about which prohormones there's a chance for gyno and which ones, they shouldn't worry about at all.
Any 4-andro, you probably have to be most worried about. Again, if it actually ends up causing any gyno to happen. And then the ones you don't really have to worry about is probably any 1-andro, or any epiandro as well.
Which is Winstrol. So you're good.
Okay, there we go.
That's
And if someone comes across and they either feel the nipple sensitivity or maybe if they're prone to gyno, is there any products that you recommend to help support or help reduce the chances of that?
Aromatase is easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had, so like anytime I've ever done like a bulking stack with a 4-andro, I'm very prone to acne. So that's definitely obviously one of the side effects. Aromatase, normally when I notice it start happening, I'll start taking like a tablet of aromatase a day, and I'll tell you after like 3 or 4 days, the acne's cleared up, and it doesn't happen.
Oh,
So
really?
it actually works really well for me. So yeah, no, anytime I've ever done, Sustanon and anything with a 4, Anavar, Halodrol, I definitely notice that I break out a little bit more. It's common. It's going to happen. It's a side effect. It's nothing bad. But adding like an aromatase, it's definitely the most potent over-the-counter estrogen blocker you can get,
Okay.
and it really is effective.
All right. And talking about side effects, one question that someone emailed us had to do with hair. Concerned about hair loss. So is there any prohormones where they should be more concerned about like hair shedding than others, or is it only if they have a family history of it?
It's super hereditary. 95% of cases of hair loss is always going to be hereditary. Yeah, most. I mean, and again, if you amplify it with anything, of course, like I said, mentioned earlier with something, it obviously it's going to amplify it to the smallest bit. But I mean, again, it's not any hormones you take. It's not going to be as crazy to the amount of where it's going to super, raise your DHT levels, start causing hair loss and all that kind of stuff. So, if your family balds, you're going to bald too at one point. So,
But there are things you can do.
Yeah, we've got.
Well, that one was on my list of 3,
Yes.
but 2 other things is boron and sulfamato to help block DHT. But we also do carry minoxidil.
Yeah, minoxidil we carry now. You can either buy like the big 6-pack,
Yep.
or you can buy the single.
Monthly supply.
Yeah, each one should last a month. So
We got a number of stacks of pumpkin and a lot of other things for supplemental.
yeah, supplement is so inexpensive and helps with block DHT, right? Is that what-
Yeah, same with boron. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw Life Extension's boron. I mean, it's like for a month supply, maybe $5-6. It's extremely cheap, but it's really effective.
All right, so there you go for that side effect. Okay, so this person took a stack of Halodrol and Superdrol. They had some pretty bad joint pain in one of their shoulders. Have you ever heard of anyone having issues with that?
is it Halodrol and Superdrol?
Yeah.
400.
Yeah, I would say that's probably because how bad your pump was, getting all that inflammation in there. No, seriously. I mean, because anytime I've ever taken a 400, especially, and honestly, I can kind of agree with you with this. When I really had a good concentrated pump, whether I was doing like chest or shoulders, I would actually get so much inflammation in one of my shoulders to where I actually like couldn't move.
Oh,
too much.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it is probably just inflammation. So if you do need a good anti-inflammatory, High Tech has the turmeric. What is it? Turmeric?
95?
95, yep.
Yeah. I think it was some kind of number.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, yeah, I never even thought about that.
They
The
also
pump
get
would cause.
Yeah, they get that pain RX too, which
Yeah.
is actually fantastic
Yeah.
for any inflammation, just pain in general. It's like a natural Tylenol, pretty much.
yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. Hopefully that'll help you out. Okay, this gentleman, he averages 4 marathons a year. That's impressive.
You can't even get me to run.
Oh, 4 marathons, I think. Yeah, I watched my wife do like a half marathon, and that was just excruciating. He's a 3-hour runner. Yeah, okay. Not uncommon to have 100-mile weeks before he tapers off before an event. I'm impressed. He's 52. I'm even more impressed.
Wow.
Good for you.
But he's 130 pounds, and he's single digits as far as body fat percentage.
Definitely.
Suggestions when training is at its peak. So I don't know if he's like talking about Prohormones or if he's talking about just training in general, because there's one that you like, John, Pico 2.
Yeah, that's good for endurance.
Yeah. But
Pico 2.
Pico 2. Oh,
Yeah.
so let's think about prohormones and non-hormonal stuff that could help him out.
Glycogen, I think.
Yeah.
Endurance, I'm
Glycogen,
guessing. Yeah.
anything that would maximize muscular endurance, especially because you're already using a lot of muscles, especially with running.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Pico 2 is great. I mean, Pico 2, beta-alanine, I think, help a little endurance. I mean,
you know, high dose of it, but
high dose, yeah. I mean,
you're okay with a lot of tingles.
But yeah, no, I mean, Pico 2 would be great. Glycogen.
If you're looking for pro-hormone wise, I would say just stick with one test.
Yeah.
Especially at 52. I mean, yeah, just stick with one test.
Yeah.
Man, 3 hours of running, jeez.
Yeah, that's a lot
I'm
of running.
sweating already thinking about that.
Imagine running right now today.
Ooh,
That'd be brutal.
like a sauna.
All right, so, well, you guys keep on bringing those questions in. I'm going to go to some that were sent in. So this whole concept came up, this for bulking. It's the fall season. So if someone is looking to bulk now and then, let's say, cut in the spring, what would your kind of ideal path be for that? If they're going to do like a cutting and a bulking cycle to get them as much muscle mass and mass in the in the fall, winter as possible, and then cut in the spring, what would be some like your perfect stacks to do that?
I mean, bulking, depending on how much you want to bulk. If you really want to bulk, Sustenance 250 and Superdrol, fantastic stack. And then bridge yourself off, do your PCT, and then when you start cutting, I've always liked. I mean, obviously, I have my cutting stack, so yeah. So we use that. Yeah, I mean,
All right.
in terms of those.
How about you?
I would go probably Sussman 250. I'd probably throw in the Equipoise.
Okay.
And then for cutting, I'd probably do something, like one test, Winstrol. I'd throw Trenball in there.
No, well,
Definitely.
okay.
I think all
Roll it
three
up.
work. Yeah.
All right.
I think all three work together really well.
I believe you from that.
Got it. That's gross.
This guy, those smelling salts are just getting into his brain here. Oh man, you missed it earlier. After the show, rewind it all the way to the front when we're doing some smelling salts.
Let's take another whiff.
Let's not.
No.
Round two?
Let's definitely
How
not.
about you two?
We can still
do
smell it.
That's a good idea. All right, so I lost my train of thought. You guys started eating over here.
I don't waste anything.
All right. Okay, so I forgot what my next question was, so I'm going to go back to the questions here. Okay, this is a good one. Actually, Edwin and I did some videos on HGH earlier today, a similar product, but what do you think about stacking a product like Pro IGF-1 along with Prohormones? Like, which Prohormones would you stack those together with, or does it not matter?
I don't think it'll matter too much. If you, I think, are bulking, you probably have some. Leave the tissue, dude.
I'm staying on camera.
Yeah, if you're bulking, I feel like that would probably be a bit more efficient for you. So that way you can actually optimize all the nutrients your body's using instead of having a lot of it sit down as like a fat or anything like that. Because Pro IGF helps to. Pro IGF is going to help with increasing your body's natural IGF-1 levels, which is going to help the uptake of nutrients even more. So that way, when you are eating more during the bulk, again, your body can actually utilize those calories instead of just your body digesting them and just sitting there basically as fat or storing it as fat. So I think you can use it anytime you want to, but I think more crucial time probably when you're bulking.
Agreed.
All right, let's see. Is a remestain required for one test, dimethazine and Trenibol if he's taking those three together?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah. You're not really gonna get much. You're gonna get next to no conversion actually. With the one test and the Winstrol, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Winstrol. But then again, with the Trenibol, you get the 6-oxo in there already, so you kind of already have that, aromatase inhibitor in there, so there's not really need for a remestain, so to say.
All right, let's see. Is taking Anavar and one test a good stack for mass and bulking?
Essentially, yeah.
It can be.
Yeah. If you want to switch the one test out with like with Halodrol or Sussman 50.
Yeah, it's probably something a little bit stronger than just one test in Anavar. It's more of like a minimal lean bulk, if anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. We talked about my question going back to was you brought up Equipoise, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So Equipoise, I've taken Equipoise, and I mentioned it many times, and my appetite was crazy on that thing.
Yeah.
So do you think that would be a good product? Because there are hard gainers out there that they can't eat enough. Adding Equipoise to something to increase that appetite,
Yeah.
or is it just me that happens to? I don't know.
No, I mean it's just gonna happen in general, especially not just like hard gainers in general, but if you are wanting to put on size and you just have trouble putting down that amount of calories, taking something that allows you to eat more calories, I mean that'd be a great product for that.
Okay. And with bulking in general, as far as because a lot of people are going to be bulking, they're going to be taking Prohormones. You guys have been both doing this for a long time. As far as diet goes and training, when you guys are bulking or trying to put on size, can you give them some advice on your, how your diet is or how your training changes when you're bulking versus cutting?
My training never really changed too much, to be honest with you. I've always been a big, big believer of like progressive overload, making sure that the weight's still very high, all that kind of stuff. I've never been a fan or had a belief of the whole, lower weight, higher reps thing. The only thing you're doing there is really fatiguing the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
The way to get that toned look is to literally just drop your body fat, which a vast majority of it is just your diet, and then adding in cardio, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and when it comes to bulking, if you guys don't want to go crazy with it, just keep it clean. If you guys see that you're getting a little sloppy, then kind of back off some of the calories a little bit, or throw in some extra cardio. Or if you kind of want that, some people who have the belief of like, okay, Monday through Friday I'm gonna keep it clean, and on the weekends I'll just binge and eat whatever I want to. That's not the greatest idea either.
Never works.
I've always thought that the whole like 85-15% on a daily basis definitely helps out a lot, where you're like 85% of your calories are all clean,
Mm-hmm.
and if you want to throw in like 15% of whatever kind of you want, that way you can still keep stuff macro friendly, especially like I make all my own cheat meals for the most part, to be honest with you.
Like you bake them, or you like?
I mean, dessert wise, yeah, I'll bake them, or like I love making like burgers at home, or I make my own pizza too, and all that kind of stuff. Make the dough from scratch and everything. So you'd be surprised.
Healthy cheat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
healthy-ish.
Yes. How about you, Jordan? What's your strategy?
Protein is key. No matter what, bulking or cutting, you want to build muscle, definitely. Yeah, I know, I definitely agree that doing the leg weight and a bunch of reps doesn't really work. I tried that once and it really didn't do much for me, but just fatigue the muscle. If you want to build muscle, whether you're cutting or bulking, especially if you're cutting too and you're trying to drop body fat, you need to lift heavy and hard. Again, protein. Now for me personally, when I am cutting, some people like to just drop and take out all the carbs. I think carbs are crucial, especially for energy, for glycogen, especially while you're working out.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm very carb sensitive, so I tend to put on a lot of water weight pretty easily. So I mean, if I am cutting, I will increase the cardio, but I will slowly reduce my carbs a bit.
Okay.
That's just what helps me personally. But yeah, if I'm someone, like for me, even if I drop all my carbs, I tend to break my diet pretty quickly just because of the cravings and all that other stuff, and just energy levels, it's not there. I get very fatigued when I'm working out. Pumps are horrible. I mean, but overall, protein is the number one thing that I worry about, and not just from things like protein shakes, but lean meats, lean ground beef, lean chicken. Obviously, you can have your cheat meals. So whether you're, what Edwin said, you do the 85-15, or you allow yourself once a week to go out, have a burger, have some fries, but don't overindulge yourself in something. Don't make it a cheat day, make it a cheat meal. And then the next day, get right back to it. That's usually my approach to it.
Excellent. All right. Thank you both. Advice for the best stack for overall strength. I want to hit some PRs. What's the stack I'm taking?
So it's around 250. Overall strength, maybe throw Decaduraball in there. Dianabol maybe. So it's not 250 Dianabol.
Yeah.
Superdrol.
Superdrol.
Yeah, any of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
You agree?
I would say the same, yeah.
Okay. There you go. Hit those PRs. Let's see. Which Prohormone has the best track record for fast recovery? So
Probably
we'll
one
cover
test.
One test?
I would say one test.
Fast recovery? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, one test.
Okay.
I mean, heightened testosterone kind of improves your recovery time in general, but I mean, one test is the easiest one to go with.
All right. Easy enough. All right. Would you recommend me to take Arimaplex in 2 weeks when I finish my 8-week cycle of Dianabol and 1 testosterone?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Always take it. All right. Threw me off within 2 weeks. Okay. So again, and everybody, make sure to use Big 20 on BestPriceNutrition.com, SupplementWarehouse.com, or my supplement store for 20% off your purchase on almost everything, especially the Prohormones, the single bottles. If you did make a purchase already, post it. Let us know what you're buying. We love to hear what other people are getting right now listening to these guys here. All right. What do you think is the best natural test boosters to stack along with Arimaplex?
Testosterone 21,
21,
easily. Yeah, the Fedoja and the Tongat Ali. Yeah. You could even buy the Fedoja and the Tongat as separate products, but if you want an easy all-in-one, yeah, Testosterone 21 is the easiest one to go with.
I
It's funny, back when I was working at the store, I had a couple guys who came in there, and one of them actually showed me his blood work too, actually. He's like, man, he's like, his doctor told him to try natural stuff first to see how he'd react to it before if he had to go on TRT or anything like that. After it was like 2 months on testosterone 21, his overall test jumped by like 250 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, so I was actually very shocked about that.
Yeah.
And then another guy actually told me kind of the same thing, but like verbally, he didn't actually show me anything. But
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, I think overall that's probably the best one to take.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing on the market right now when it comes to natural test boosters. So
That's great that he actually got his test levels checked.
Yeah.
Wish more people would do that, but we had more data on that to
right,
show it.
yeah,
You know?
for sure.
But people keep eyeing that. Again, I love it. So that just proves something right there.
Yeah.
All right, so this person so they purchased the Trenibol, Winstrol, and one test stack.
Boom.
What's your take on it?
Smart move, man. Very smart move.
My God.
Yeah,
That'd be good shredding. Yeah, he's gonna
Oh, yeah,
shred up.
that'll be a good shred up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's close to what you're just taking Trenibol in one test.
And withdrawal.
Oh, and
That's
you're
literally what I did. That's
Oh.
what I'm taking.
You guys still like switch numbers and like flex off,
Yeah, dude.
see what happens.
You want to hang out?
Yeah, let us know how that stack goes, because he's taking it as well, so that'd be nice to get some results.
Yeah.
So I need a shredding Prohormone stack. I'm 196 pounds, 5'11". Any recommendations? I'm trying to get to 180, but I don't want to lose a lot of strength.
One test, Winstrol, Trenibol.
Let's say that one more time.
One testosterone, Winstrol, Trenibol. The ones we just mentioned. That's an easy
Okay.
one right there.
Yeah, because the Winstrol is really good for strength. Well, so is the one test. So it's all really good for
Yeah.
Yeah.
strength levels. Okay, sweet. Okay, let's see. We're gonna probably go here, guys, another maybe 15 minutes, and then so get in your questions as quickly as you can. Let's see. What's the biggest difference between, I guess, epiandro and one andro?
So let me see if I remember this. It's been a while, guys.
Stumped him.
All right, so one andro will have a full conversion to DHEA in the body, whereas an epiandro is just a metabolite of a DHEA. So you don't get an actual full conversion, which is why you don't actually get any actual. You don't get any kind of estrogen conversion at all with an epiandro. Whereas a one andro, you do get a slight bit because it has to pass through to the aromatase receptor. So yeah, so basically the biggest difference is one andro is a full 1 DHEA, whereas the epiandro is a metabolite of DHEA.
All
I
right.
knew I remember it.
Beautiful. That's good. Okay, so are these Prohormones legal? We could say yes, they are in the U.S.
In the US, yeah.
Yeah. We used to ship worldwide. We're working on some certain countries, but a lot of countries, these products are actually illegal.
Yeah, it's over the past year, there's been a lot of changes with international laws with countries. So,
Yeah.
big reason why we're not shipping internationally. Kind of have to go into each country and find out what's allowed and what's not.
Yeah.
So it's a big process. Hopefully that's something we'll be able to get back into soon, though.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we are.
Madison
Actually.
is on it. All right, let's see. We talked about how long until you start feeling the effects, usually 2 or 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
Okay, this is a question that we actually get quite a bit. Do Prohormones show up on drug tests?
I haven't heard of any, to be honest with you. And I feel like this is a common question we get a lot
Yes,
on every
yeah.
show.
No one's ever told me they failed.
Yeah, literally, yeah. I don't think it honestly will show because again, non-methylation, it's kind of in a sense bypassing the liver.
Yeah.
So I don't see how it would show up on a drug test, to be honest with you. And for the most part, I don't really think they're testing you for that anyway. So it's not gonna pop up as an amphetamine or anything like that. So I mean, pretty sure I think you'll be good.
Okay, is there a Prohormone that you would recommend to somebody who has high blood pressure?
You should take care of your blood pressure.
I say,
Well, they're taking medication for it right now.
Okay.
Can they still take Prohormones?
Stay away from 4-andros.
I say that would probably maybe stick with the one test if you're
Yeah.
gonna do prohormones,
Yeah,
because
anything.
4-andros, especially if you're on blood pressure medication, it's probably not gonna help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And space them out as well too, just in case. From when you take your blood pressure medication to when you're taking the prohormone.
Yeah.
But again, always double check with your doctor
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that it is
Yeah.
okay.
That's the most important thing.
Agreed.
What's the most effective way to take these prohormones? A lot of people will ask, like, do I take them both in the morning? Do I take Decadurabolin and a one test at the same time? Do I take them all at one time? Do I spread them out evenly? Or what's your recommendation for someone to get the most out of their prohormone cycle?
I mean, definitely obviously follow what the bottle says, but if you're someone who, obviously for working out purposes, I always like to take one of my doses about an hour before I go work out. I think it really gives me a nice boost of energy, just like intensity, stamina for my workout. Obviously if it's like 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, if you're working out in the morning, about an hour before you go work out, about an hour before you go work out in the evening. That's my best recommendation.
Yeah. If you guys are stacking them, you guys can take the 2 different ones at the same time. But as Jordan said, kind of spread it out throughout the day. So if you work out in the evenings, I would say take one of each right as you wake up, and then take another one of each, or just one, 40 minutes to an hour before you work out. So
So this is a question I have then. Let's say somebody is taking Haladrol and Sustanin 250. Those are both 1-a-days. Is it better to take them both at the same time, or should you take the Sustanin 250 in the morning and then the Haladrol like 12 hours later? Or what's a better way to take 1-a-days?
I would think those you'd want to take them just before your workout. I think that's what actually what I recommend too.
I think for Sustanon, definitely, even Haladrol too, but well, this one just says take 1 tablet daily, do not exceed 2.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I always
Oh, this one
recommend
does say take
before
1
you work out.
tablet prior to training.
Okay. See.
Non-training days, take 1 tablet in the morning or afternoon. Okay.
There we go. So I knew one of them said it.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's good there. I'm not sure what these are. Maybe, guys, how should I PCT without closing my growth plates?
He followed up and said he's 18.
He's 18.
Why would you be taking the
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know about. So I guess that's a question with age too. Is at 18, I would probably stick to more non-hormonal.
I'd say I wouldn't even touch it
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
you're like 25.
So what would we recommend to him instead of prohormones?
Oh, I mean, turkesterone, easily, laxogen, anything that's not gonna
creatine?
creatine, protein powder.
Protein, yeah, stick to the basics, man.
Like if
Honestly.
you're obviously, yeah, creatine, and even if you're 17, 18, I mean, if you're not gonna listen, you're gonna take something that's muscle building, turkesterone or laxogen, but creatine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't touch prohormones. I mean, you're at such a young age to where your natural levels of testosterone are monstrous.
Way higher.
Enjoy them while you have them, because from what I know, at 25, that just starts your decline. So
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
There's so many kids that I talk to at my gym. They're like 14, 15,
SARM
16 SARMs.
yeah,
And it's like, what are you doing?
yeah.
You know?
I mean, when they get to 30 and 40, I mean, they're gonna have to do hormone replacement therapy because their natural levels
we
aren't
have a
gonna
lot of
work.
young kids coming in here who their junk stops working.
Yeah.
I never used to sell them stuff here.
Like, let me see your ID, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, that's just coming from the SARMs, and yeah.
Oh,
they-
those
they had
SARMs too,
issues,
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah.
I used to try to scare them. I was like, listen, guess what? This is what's gonna happen in the next 2 years. Nothing. Down there, exactly.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Wait
Don't
until you're older. Be patient. You're gonna
Jesus, keep-
at 18. I mean, you got so much testosterone. You're gonna be
Yeah.
lifting. You could crazy.
Yeah.
make some insane beginner gains. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Stuff that's you're gonna hold on to.
Yeah.
Because
Then once you-
eventually
yeah.
you're gonna get married, and she's
Your
wants
life is
to be
over.
happy. So you don't want to be having to use other products down the line, like the pine bark and the.
max load.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to have to use that when you're 25.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, for real.
Yes.
So
So.
sorry, I gotta go pop this
Uh,
16? Something you want to say, Jeff?
What's the best to take for the first prohormone at age 46? I'd like a biceps measurement on Jeff's arms.
Wait, say that louder. What was it?
It's just because I have a tight shirt on today. That's the only
Every
reason.
day?
No, it's not every day. I try to
No, it's
wear-
every day, guys.
It is every
I used to
day.
make fun of him
I
all the
try to
time.
get dressed up for the show, and that's what it is.
You
Even
should
though you're
measure your
intrigued.
biceps and then tell him.
That-
What did it
Try and
say?
teach you.
Repeat it.
No, okay, so what? No, so what is
Then we heard the question, the second part.
So okay, so this guy's 46.
Okay.
It's first pro-hormone cycle.
Yeah.
He didn't really give us a goal, but what's your recommendation for at 46?
Wait, what was the part about your biceps though? Did you get that part?
That deleted.
Someone wants a measurement of Chris' biceps.
We'll get that
We
after the
have
show.
the tape. No, it's gotta be through the show. Okay.
So-
I mean,
Sign up for an email. I'll send it out tomorrow.
emails.
All right. So 46, best pro-hormone, first time.
If you just want to take one Prohormone, I would say the one test.
Easy.
That's old
I mean,
Can't go wrong with
yeah, it's always just the easiest one to start with.
Yeah.
You've never taken anything. In all seriousness.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's say someone is on, they're doing a bulking cycle. They're done, they love the results, they're gonna jump on their PCT. When can they do it again?
I mean, you're on the PCT for 4 weeks. Normally, what I've told customers is a couple weeks after your post cycle. Some people do a month, some people do 2 weeks. I at least anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks after a post cycle is normally what I would recommend.
Yeah. I always say, however long you're on, it should be however long you're off. And that's include your PCT. So
Yeah.
4 weeks PCT, 4 weeks off, start another cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell people 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off.
Yeah.
Yep. Easy enough, and like I
Yeah.
said earlier, during that time off, you take that PCT for 4 weeks, but during that whole 8 weeks, you could take like turkesterone,
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot that you
Equistand,
can take
Laxogen, and
to
all these
help
now.
you
Yeah.
maintain. Yeah.
that bridge, as you guys talk about, to the
Yeah.
next cycle, to
Mhm.
keep that going. So, we kind of talked about so would you say one testosterone is the one, if somebody's a beginner, has the least chance of side effects for males?
Yeah. I mean, I would say so.
Easily.
Okay. All right, so okay, after someone's done with their pro-hormone cycle, how long does it stay in your system?
They have very short half-lives.
Yeah.
I think the 4 andros, I think is, what is it, 8-9 hours?
It's very, very
Yeah,
low.
and then
like
The one
within a
andros, I
day.
think is like 6 hours.
Yeah.
So nothing too crazy.
Within the next day. It's out of
Yeah,
your
a day or
system.
2, give or take.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it's like,
Yeah. Time.
Which one is the least suppressive, as far as testosterone?
any one andro,
Any one andro?
or probably any epiandro
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
4 andros probably need the most amount of suppression, but again, it's like single digit, so
Okay.
nothing too crazy.
All right. Nothing like the methylated back in the day.
Oh no, you're getting full suppression in those things.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a bad thing
Oh,
about
complete
that.
shutdown.
Yeah, yeah, you'd be full-fledged for a month, and then for that next month, I'm sorry,
Then
honey.
you're like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not feeling it.
yeah. I got a headache. This is the 3rd time. Okay, which pro-hormones, did we talk about this, don't convert to DHT? I don't know if I asked that. Is there any that don't convert to DHT? Or which ones do convert to DHT?
I would think 4 andros would convert to DHT,
Yeah.
or have a slight conversion to DHT, because they're a 4-step process.
Yeah.
Compared to
Slight.
compared to 1 andros or epiandros.
Okay.
So
All right, perfect. Any more questions? No? Okay, slowing down. I think we got through all these. Again, you may still be shopping. If you're, make sure to use coupon code BIG20. It's going to give you 20% off any of these single bottle pro-hormones, fat burners, almost everything on the website. Just not Stacks and some of the vitamin brands and some other brands, but all of High-Tech's pro-hormones, all their fat burners. You can get 20% off. When's that running to? 7 tomorrow morning? Or midnight? Midnight. So, point tonight. So you got till midnight Central Time to get your orders in. And again, if you're planning on, doing a big order, the biggest order tonight by midnight that uses that coupon code BIG20, we're going to add this to your order. We're not going to tell you, it's just going to show up at your house with all these extra products. So this will be for you if you're that big baller tonight. Hopefully, we got one more question. Okay, last one.
Last one.
If the 4-andro only suppresses your testosterone by double digits, what's wrong with taking it at 18?
That was a young guy.
Oh, that's the guy we talked about earlier.
You're 18. Your hormones haven't even hit a peak yet.
You don't want to take anything that's going to cause any sort of suppression.
Right.
At
Or
all.
any kind of altering to your hormones at all. You don't want to. You just stay.
You don't want to mess with it.
Personally, stay away from them completely. You may not listen to us afterwards, but it's completely up to you. But from our own advice, and from things that I've actually seen, because I've had some people come in here before, and some of my own personal friends actually, who I've had to actually help them kind of flip back their hormones because at 17 and 18 they did actually try some Prohormones, and it completely messed them up, to be honest with you. Because again, when your hormone levels are still rising, at any point in time, if your body sees that there's a slight bit of suppression, even the smallest bit of suppression happening, it's going to start to either set them at where they're at, or some kind of effect in terms of like decline may happen. So again, it may or may not, but again, safe side, I would say stay away from them for now.
You got a long life ahead of you.
Work hard, dude. Work hard.
Yes.
Eat, and just,
I wish I could lift and recover like I did at 18.
I know.
Yeah,
I
miss
miss that
that,
so
you know.
much.
It's but
Be
hey,
18 again.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's your own life though, so you can do what you want. All right, so again, guys, big 20 for 20% off at Best Price Nutrition Supplement Warehouse or my supplement store. And I want to thank Jordan. I want to thank Edwin again for coming out to answer all your questions. Hopefully we did. We'll probably be doing another show in a few months, probably around November-ish. Again, if you bought Trenibol tonight, which is that new product that High Tech just released, let us know the results. I think something goes out in like 3 weeks or something to ask you your results. But even if you're not done, after 8 weeks, on YouTube or email us. We really want to know how Trenibol is working. Jordan's going to let us know. He's on that cycle right now. But we'd love to hear from all of you how it's been working for you. So, yes. So again, we've been here 13 and a half hours. I think it's about time to go home.
I think so.
Thank you both for being here. If you got more questions, just post them in there. We'll get those answered tomorrow for you. And again, thank you for watching, and everybody have a good night.
cheers.
That's it.